It's Monday, October 6th, and you're tuned in to the People's Patriot Project WeP3 Weekly Debrief. Right now, you're listening to WeP3 Radio, proudly produced in the partnership of Reads Across America Radio. Together, we share a mission to remember the fallen, honor those who have served, and teach the future generations the value of freedom. A freedom secured by the brave men and women who have worn our nation's uniform. Stay tuned for our WeP3 Weekly Debrief. Currently playing on WeP3 Radio, Glenn Baker, Stand Up. And now, Matt Williams, Mountain.
Thank you for joining in today with Andrea Eichmann and Mark Peterson of the People's Patriot Project for this week's WeP3 Debrief. Find out what our crew has been working on to help support those who have given some and all to the pursuit of liberty and freedoms across Minnesota and the United States. Watch, listen, and support as we create the beacon of hope and opportunity in today's society that needs its heroes. Are you a veteran, first responder, or a patriot looking for a place to put your skill set, your thoughts, and or want to help continue the mission? You have come to the right place. We are the People's Patriot Project, and we want to be the shock and awe when it comes to meeting the needs of our veterans and first responders. We are dealing with a new enemy in today's world where the wounds are not always seen. We want to be part of this mission in saving lives and making a difference. Welcome to the WeP3 Debrief. Here's Andrea and Mark letting you know the mission. And as always, Patriot Pride.
There we go. I got it. We figured it out. It's here. It's me, Mark Peterson. And this other guy is trying to get his mic on or something.
And me, Andrea.
You are looking fine tonight. You're still looking fine, but you're not Andrea. You know that, right?
Yeah, I'm Frank. I'm the old guy.
You're
Hey,
not.
maybe we can do the intro and add a picture or name or something. Unless I'm still on the trial period. I don't want to.
It takes me about 3 days to do that intro, and I will get it done. We've threatened to redo the intros on everything, and it just takes a minute. What else is going to come off my plate to get that done?
Yeah, well, maybe you should just wait.
I should show a video where I'm in my news place right now. I should put the camera up there. I have some stuff scattered all over my desk right now. I have friends that live in my ceiling that have decided to now chew through the ceiling. Brand new home, not brand new home, my brand new home. And I've paid a company. I should start. Okay, so let's go to this off subject all completely. We'll get to it. What?
Get a cat.
We do have a cat, and the cat's doing a fine job. I mean, there's parts laying around daily, and the cat's doing amazing. It's a young cat, like less than a year old. Been very, I don't know. Before we moved into this place, the cat's spoiled. Okay, it's very spoiled. I didn't know that it had it in it to begin with, and it's doing a great job. Super great job. So I live with this moral philosophy in life that if I pay for a service, I should get that service. True or false? Okay.
Absolutely.
At what point, because I'll be honest, sometimes you see it on social media where people are just griping and complaining about a company that hasn't done the job. And I'm not a super fan of that either. But when do you draw the line? When do you let the nails come out and just, because I don't do real well in if the customer service doesn't match the verbiage and or if you're robbing me in a sense, I don't do well with that. And I will verbally have a conversation that a lot of people wouldn't enjoy. I'm not a violent guy. I don't want to be violent. I get a little gruff. But when do you just let the world know, do not do business with this person? Do not do business with this company.
Do they have reviews online?
So that's the crazy part. The crazy part is they met me at my door, and I liked the service in the pamphlet, and I did a little research, but I didn't necessarily go say, hey, let's see the reviews of this company until after they didn't follow through. And then I went and looked, and it's after the fact, and they didn't, for a month, didn't do the service. They didn't do the things that they said they would do. And then when I literally was talking to the salesperson, I'm like, hey, I'm giving you, it's been a month. I'm giving you another week to come clean on this. And if you don't come clean, I'm canceling your service. And then I canceled the service, and they charged me an early termination fee that was like 2 times the value of what the service was. And I'm like, what on earth? So in 30 days, this company got me for about $600. And
what about talking to a lawyer?
Well,
because it sounds like they're breach of contract.
But again, these companies hold out for, it's small claims. You go to court. Am I going to go take these people to court for $600 and take how many my days? And it's ridiculous. And so I'm talking to the guy on the phone, and he's like, well, it does seem like we dropped the ball a little bit. I'll give you back the early termination fee. And there's still nothing coming across my account. So, I mean, I got them. I got their verbiage. I got all the pieces. And I'm just like, so when do you just drop the name and let the rest of the world know? We got some comments.
Did you pay him with a card?
Of course I did. So they got access to all that.
Well, the card company can go in and get their money out of their account.
I don't know. Is that how that works?
I had to do that with my bank when I trusted, unfortunately, a fellow veteran to make a custom firearm for me. And he didn't do it. And I paid him in 2 separate payments. And my bank went in and went to his bank and took the money out.
Jeremy Daniels, good to see you, brother. Dylan Petrie, also good to see you, brother. Yeah, I don't. Again, my goal is not to sound whiny. My goal is to just live. It's kind of, oh boy, be careful, Peterson.
No, I get it. I don't like doing that either, but sometimes you just have to do what you think is right.
I know. Yeah, gosh, I got some stories. But
oh yeah,
that's not what we're not here. We're not here for that today. You know what? We're here for our debrief today.
Yeah.
And so what happens, folks, is we come here on Mondays at 16:30 to share about the specific missions of the People's Patriot Project. So much stuff happens behind the scenes. So much so that, fortunately and unfortunately at the same time, some of our team members don't get to do like the things that we've always wanted to do because they're busy working the logistics, having conversations, building stuff up, fundraising, setting up other appointments, going to programs, education, those pieces, all this stuff. And they don't get to do the boots on the ground help, engage the foghorn of truth. Amen, brother. This is all the truth, right? And we want to do. I just want to be truthful. Gosh, can you imagine what our world would be like if we just dealt with people on a truthful level? Never had to. I know it's not realistic, but
yeah, we wouldn't have any politicians.
Oh boy. We can't go there, Frank. We can't go there.
I didn't say anything.
I would say, you know what? You're not wrong. And it seems like it would be both sides of the aisle kind of thing.
I didn't discriminate.
No.
Hey, I ain't a fan of any of them, actually. But
what would we? Gosh, my brain is going into a different little world with there's little birds flying around with ribbons, and it's such a beautiful.
We gotta talk about the guests and stuff, man.
I know, right? We got to get busy here. So, first of all, let's talk about some of the amazing people that get our behind the scenes stuff done. Who haven't we talked to? We haven't talked about Reach Across America Radio. I do in the intro a little bit. They're helping us with our programming, with doing the things that we do with the radio. They also bring some of our guests on. It is that time of year to consider going and sponsoring a wreath. If you have it within your means, sponsoring a wreath a month makes a difference. You can go to that QR code if you're watching, cast it. If you need a link, I could probably come up with that too. I don't do all the things Andrea does, or at least a very good job at doing all the things that she does. And yeah, I can't find that link right now. So it's all good. We'll do it another time. And then we got Brian Kinzer, who does Smart Living. I got his stuff. He does an amazing job, and does U.S. made products with help. Just takes care of America, man, and it helps us with the WeP3. Please. Jeremy, I'm losing my mind, man. Tell me what we would have 19. What was that? What does that mean? Boom. I don't know what that means. So, all right. I'm all over the place. I'm going to get Frank Todd up here. He's doing a good job, but lots of buttons to push, lots of links to do, lots of all the things, all the pieces. We're going to be doing some other links in here during the time that we're on here, so we make sure we get everyone that helps sponsor and do our stuff. Amazing. So our big thing that we do during the week is every single week we're here on Sunday night at 1800 Central Standard Time with the WeP3. That's a lie, not the WeP3 anything. We got your 6 at 6. And we spent a lot of time getting guests for the show. And we never really like, oh, this would be good here, this would be good there, this would be, there's no time for that. I've got a sheet over here on another screen that has all the guests for 2025 and what we're trying to get done. I got an email right now sitting here. I have a new musician coming on this weekend, and I got to get that name out there. I got to get the verification and get all that done. Blah, 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 blah. Last night's guests were a match made in heaven. And the really weird part is we had some cancellations and musicians and some stuff because they're busy doing their mission work out there and stuff. So I reached out to I reached out to someone we haven't had for a minute on our show. And that's the Kim Donnett band. And Miss Donnett came on last night, and it was absolutely phenomenal. Politicians, thank you. Jeremy Daniels, appreciate that for clarifying that. I knew, so Kim said she would come on starting Sunday or on Tuesday, and it took us a minute to get the promotions out. We usually like to get them out no later than Wednesday. Didn't get out. I knew that. We had some history with Kim, like good history, some good experiences, and love some of the stuff that she's done. Weird piece, and I'm kind of going behind the stage, you're going to do Andrea stuff. Me and Frank have been struggling with this, mainly because I don't have my put together, and I teach all day up until the second I get on here, about 10 minutes before the show. And again, I don't know that when I say me, have effectively trained Mr. DeMyth in like all the pieces yet. And we'll get there. It's like that advanced party thing where, they say, we're going to run and gun and you got to go figure it out. And you better make sure the sector is cleared for the team to come in there, and you're landing in the middle of, you don't know where. And then all of a sudden you've got to have all the intel on that space. And it is a little chaotic. And that's what we've done to Frank. And so he's been amazing and will continue to do amazing. We got the right guy for the job. I just we need to have more time to get this all put in place. Anyway, and just because the TM says, hey, doing this way in this manner doesn't mean it's going to happen in this way in this manner. So, boom. I talked about Kim Donnett. I'll get more into more detail about Kim Donnett here in a second. I'm going to give Mr. Frank DeMyth his concepts, ideas, and beliefs in our young men last night. Your mic's off, buddy. I don't know. Did you turn your mic off? I know I didn't turn your mic off. Uh-oh. We got... Your mic is still off, Mr. DeMyth. Is it just going to play nasty with us today? There it is. How'd that happen?
I clicked it and it didn't have a line through it, and then now it did, and now it don't.
Oh, fair enough.
All right. Well, let me try it over again. Our young men were amazing in my mind because they had a couple more years on them than I do. And they absolutely showed it because they were very intelligent and very learned. And I was in awe at listening to them. First of all, we had Colonel retired Wayne Quist. And his family went all the way back to World War II, and research that he did on PTSD, he went back even farther than that. So they were doing some fantastic stuff. He went all the way back to the Roman times and talked about Socrates and how there was signs of PTSD. And they started out by doing this they looked at PTSD and they said, well, surely it can't be something that just happened in the 20th century. And they started looking back and found out that they could trace it back over 2,500 years of people through writings and things that came out in historical documents that showed signs of PTSD and people that went off and fought in wars. So they have some really, really interesting books. And I would advise anybody to go to their website and try to find an avenue to get one. They have been giving their books away. I don't know if they're still doing that, but I would imagine that if someone wanted to read it and contacted them, they could get a copy. And then on top of that, we had Dr. Steve Lansing. And Dr. Lansing was in the service for quite a while and decided to get out and become a psychologist. And he got a master's degree, and then I think he went a little bit farther as well. And he was the one who was providing service to veterans a long time ago. And he has 52 years of experience helping people in the mental health field. And he actually retired. And when he retired, he helped build this company with Colonel Quist. And they provide counseling to veterans on PTSD and first responders. And lastly, there was Cliff Reynolds. And Cliff's kind of the guy that does all the legwork and stuff behind the scenes for him. He's a Vietnam vet, and he had some experiences, and one of them was with an individual, an Agent Orange, and that has stuck in his mind for a long time and caused him some issues and things that he had to work through. And we just thank all of them. They did a great job. They talked about the events that were coming up and presentations, and an event on Veterans Day weekend. And let me scroll down. And then they're still working on things, and we've got some stuff that we may be talking about with them, the way I understand, but that's for the other folks to decide. I am not the strategist or planner, and I love to be involved, but I'll leave that up to Peterson, as Andrea refers.
You know, you're welcome in every single part of those conversations, and
I love it. I thought what you guys talked about in the after program was pretty darn interesting.
There's some people that have asked and requested that we show the post-show footage. We don't actually record it, but there's so many collaboration conversations that are happening during that time, and just some growth and learning and hearing truth. And last night, one of the most it came at the end where Colonel Quist he quoted a Darwin excerpt that just hit me like a ton of bricks. I've heard it before, but it just for the time and space and place that we're living in the world right now, it is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change. And I'm not going to be bold enough to get on a platform with this, but I think our country is due for a change. It's not operating on the level it should be operating with the way that we are currently operating it, and that's an opinion. It gets to those conversations that I think both wings of this bird are need to be clipped. That's clipped like clipping a bird's wings. Let's not get too deep or nasty into that. That's not my intent. That's craziness. There's too much crazy talk out there. And I think we need to work on the chest area of this bird, the center of it, and work for the commonwealth of all. And it's I had some pretty deep conversations today with my youth about what does empathy. We use a PRIDE acronym in some of our programming, and PRIDE. We get to E, empathy, and we have the students create the criteria of what empathy means to them. And there's a lot of people that don't get empathy because a lot of people believe, and even our youth have been trained, that empathy is to take on the belief and take on what other people are going through and understand and be part of it. And I'm like, my approach to empathy is a little bit different. It's not accepting. It's not necessarily believing. It's the ability to want to understand and go on that passage with that person. It's not a place where this is my side, this is your side, you should believe what I believe. It's not, this is my side, this is your side, I should believe what you believe. It is let's get through this together. And I don't believe we live in a very empathetic culture at this time. Tell me differently. Prove me wrong. It's hard to define. I told the youth it's hard to define what empathy is if you A, have never received it, and B, have never given it. And it's not saying, here's an example. Some of them are saying this: if someone is hurt by something, empathy is being hurt with them for that, or acknowledging that I feel what you're feeling, which I think is a terrible. There's no fathomable way I know what one person is feeling in any given scenario. And I use this example, try to keep it clean. And if someone stole Frank's apple and that hurt Frank's heart because that was his favorite apple, it does me no good to walk into the space and say, Frank, I know what you're going through. I don't know what he's going through. I don't know that. We're getting long-winded, long-toothed. I'm getting long-toothed. I was very open to the youth and said, this is where I learned a little piece of empathy for myself. This is mine. In 1997, my mother, actually 1998, died of cancer. And we didn't find out till December of 1997. And she passed away March 5th of 1998. And the doctors had said when I went out to be with her during what we thought would be her last Christmas, and ultimately was, that everything was good and that they'd gotten everything. And I'm like, okay, fine, great, good. This is awesome. I get to spend a little bit more time with my mother in life. And I don't know that anyone, I mean, there are some people that probably don't want that, but I wanted more time with my mother. Just come January, the end of January, they saw some shadows in her lungs. They thought it was pneumonia. They did the testing. It wasn't pneumonia. It was indeed lung cancer. I was talking to her like on February 28th, which is weird because it's my father's, or February 18th is his birthday, but talked to her clear as day on the 28th. And on the 2 days later, she was incoherent in her speech and just, and people, we lost her and it was tough. I was doing my student teaching at the time. And, people were saying sorry for your loss, and that's a very common. I get it. I understand it. But there was a part of me that was absolutely joyous about it, and the reason why is because, thank goodness, we'll call it because of God. We can call it because of whatever reason. She did not suffer like some of these people we see who suffer for years with their cancer. It lasted less than 2 months. Now, that's longer than call me a puss, call me whatever you want. I don't want to suffer at all. Maybe that's, I just, when it's time, I jokingly tell my children, I'm going fishing, and we'll figure that piece out. I have a feeling I can just walk out my back door now and they can pick me up in Louisiana in a couple months now where I live. But that's when I learned that to say, you don't know what people don't know the condition of my heart at that time, heartbroken, but happy. And so that's sometimes when we're talking and people have stuff, you'll hear me say with you. And I literally, this is where it came from. And this is my transparent moment today. Did it with my youth, we'll do it here. But I don't know what you're going through in your moments of hurt, your moments of joy, and all those pieces. So I just say with you. And I'm willing to invest my time, my space, my place. Now, am I the most perfect human being on the face of the earth? No, I'm not. Let's not get crazy. But it is a conversation of saying, hey, I'm with you. I don't know what you're dealing with. I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to be by your side while you go through this part of your journey in your life. That's empathy. And I think we need a big, steaming pile, spoonful of reality in our world, and we should start focusing on that. The reality is, getting into our musician, we've had Miss Kim Donnette and her band on our show. It's been 4 times. One was a special event. They were on our show in the early years. I could look it up. I'm not going to. But in the very first episode, she had a bassist in her band who was a Vietnam veteran. And post-show, after we'd gone through this whole thing, post-show, during our collaboration time, whatever had drummed up during the show was a time where he had decided it was going to be the time that he wanted to share with the world some of the nastiness he had to deal with as a service member during the Vietnam War and some of the ugly things that he had to do in that space. And it was absolutely heart-wrenching, but cleansing. And we just sat and listened to this gentleman share his story. Well, the amazing part of it was Miss Donnette realized, again, Vietnam veteran, had not come all the way home, that a part of him was left in Vietnam, which happens with a lot of our service members overseas, anywhere. They physically get their body home, but their brain and their space and their psyche and their stuff remains in another place. And so she penned this endearing song about Come Home. And it was so amazing last night so it wasn't on her playlist. And I told her pre-show, I said, Miss Annette, I kind of insist because it's endearing, because I know that we kind of were the catalyst to create this. Now, I don't take ownership of it, but we were the catalyst of how and why this song came about. And I go, and we have access to it. I really want to make sure that we get Come Home on tonight's show. And we had 3 other songs ready for her to go if she said, no. And the weird part of it is, and thank you, Kim Donnett, for your amazing heart and the blessing that you are. It was the right musician for the right time at the right place, because I'm going to tell you right now, these men that came on last night might be some of the brightest men I've ever associated myself with, and their knowledge and skill set and where they stand and how they represent themselves was by far. I've been in the presence of these gentlemen 2 other times. I did not know the levels of their understanding and their experience. I had no clue. There was not a time, because I needed to interrupt them several times. The show could have been a 6-hour show yesterday. Easily. And I don't think anyone on the panel would have complained about it. Including Kim, who sat there and graciously sat and listened. And the crazy piece about it, and I can't create this, Miss Dunnett made some revelations to us last night about where she was. Not the full story, and she said she didn't want to talk about it last night, and we give her those graces. But that she had stuff that she was dealing with, and that she had more cleansing moments last night. And today, during the day, so much just common, good banter, praise, empathy, saying, we're with you. It was absolutely astounding. It was definitely a top 10. I'm going to say top 5, maybe even top 3 of all of our shows ever put on. And if you missed it, we'll make sure we get the YouTube link up here and get you a chance to go check that episode out. I had some great conversations today based on that show, and I just loved it. And so Kim Donnett is a Navy vet. Her husband's a Navy vet. She came on last night. Again, like I said, Come Home, which is somewhat of an anthem for the People's Patriot Project. And then she did another song, You Lied, which was a story about, her mother, who the classic parent conversation with their kid, I'll always be here for you. But at some point, that doesn't exist. And the song is about, it's not you lied, but there's no way for you to follow through with those real conversations. And great song. I just adore Kim Donnett and her band and what they do. Coming out of Texas, great people, great things. So much good stuff. I think, is there anything else we need to bring up, Frank? Because I'm on a high from last night.
It was funny how everything tied in, even the fact that October is Mental Health Month. I mean, I know you guys don't plan stuff that way, but I'll be darned, it's just unbelievable.
It was amazing. I want to make sure I have I want to make sure it's the right YouTube link. And so, no, it's goodness, I did not post that one. That would have been terrible. I'm going to have to go look it up real quick. So just make sure we get the right one out there. Want to make sure we're serving our community correctly. Sorry, I don't want to do the dead air thing either.
Well, if we would have had somebody in the carnival, I could have told my elephant story.
Oh, man.
One of these days.
One of these days, we're going to get it, the full version, and it'll be great. It'll be grand, and I'm intrigued about what this. Will there be a chance that maybe you would share it with me offline until to intrigue me?
Oh yeah, I want to definitely run it past YouTube before I blurt it out on air for everyone. I mean, there's nothing technically bad about it, but
sure,
it was kind of funny now, but at the time it wasn't all that funny.
I can't even imagine. What you're going to come with. So real quick before we get rolling, because I'm going to end with Come Home. You all right with that? Yeah. We have a guest, and I think we have two guests. I mean, we normally don't go without two guests, but I think we got all of our guests lined up, but I want to for sure announce that we got Melissa Egan, Valor Healing coming on this coming Sunday. I got a name of a new artist that I think he said all the dates are open, but before I put it out there, I never want to overpromise and underdeliver. I think we got this guy. He's been doing some big things down in Nashville. He's a veteran, and he's been working with, I'm losing my mind, one of our affiliate music groups, and I can't think of the name of them right now. I'd look it up, but I got a call trying to come in right now as it is. But so we will get everything lined up. We'll get the promotions out. We'll let you know in advance who will have this coming weekend other than Melissa. We're excited about all the people that we have in our shows, and it's awesome having Frank on board doing that. Thanks for the WeP3 team for all doing all the work that they do. And thank you for all the people that come and view for what we're doing. Exciting stuff, exciting things are happening, and we never get enough of this stuff. Frank, you got anything in closing?
Nope. God bless all of our veterans and first responders.
Keep them safe, man. Keep them safe. This is Kim Donnett and the band. Come home.
Was a young boy when he left, shoulder square, purpose set. He would defend his country's honor, be a proud returning vet. He wasn't ready for the dark. Wasn't ready for the war. And year after he wonders what's the fighting for. And there's a distance in his gait, there's a sorrow in his step. Country, but he's jaded and upset. He still fights off the dark. is left intact on a bloody foreign shore. Come home, come all the way home. Don't stand in the memories, don't linger too long. It's okay to cry, doesn't mean you're not strong. Don't stay in the past, it's not where you belong. Come home, come all the way home. You can see him smile, see him act like nothing's really wrong, but he still gets misty-eyed when he hears a certain song, and he's trying hard to make it, and he wants so to fit in, but sometimes it just can't take it. When those memories rush in, come home, come all the way home. Don't stand in the memories, don't linger too long. It's okay to cry, doesn't mean you're not strong. Don't stay in the past, it's not where